pandemic help for restaurants. We hit the streets to see the boost that to-go cocktails and outdoor seating will have on our Central Coast. Next.
Central Coast, thank you for watching KION 546. Live breaking news from KION News Channel 546.
We begin with breaking news tonight. A federal judge is overruling California's assault weapons ban. It's been in place for 3 decades, but tonight the judge calls it unconstitutional. Thanks for being here tonight for KION News at 11 o'clock. I'm Aaron Groff. California first restricted assault weapons in 1989 with multiple updates to the law since then. The state's attorney general argues that assault weapons are more dangerous than other firearms, many of them used in crimes and mass shootings. But the judge argues that the guns are mainly owned for legal purposes and rules the ban violates the constitutional right to bear arms. Governor Gavin Newsom quick to react to the judge's ruling tonight. He released a statement that reads in part, quote, "Today's decision is a direct threat to public safety and the lives of innocent Californians," adding, "We're not backing down from this fight and will continue pushing for common sense gun laws that will save lives." Today is Gun Violence Awareness Day. You're looking at the Washington National Cathedral on your left and Old City Hall in Tampa, Florida on your right. You notice they're both lit up in orange. That's the color of the gun violence prevention movement. Even right here on our Central Coast, the Pacific Grove Police Department is raising awareness, what they call the Be Smart campaign. The department says they do have free gun locks available for safe firearm storage. More news around California now. Hundreds of residents and visitors came out in Monterey tonight celebrating the start of the weekend. With restrictions starting to ease and COVID case rates now down, pictures like this are becoming more common. And outdoor seating could become a fixture of nightlife all over the Central Coast, even once the pandemic is long gone. KION's Josh Cristianto joins us live in Monterey tonight. And Josh, plenty of spirit out there. And I say that in a couple of different meanings of the word.
That's right, Aaron. Those heat lamps right there are still burning hot, and the cold temperatures didn't stop plenty of people from coming out and enjoying a Friday night. But scenes like this, where people are sitting outside, could be lasting until the end of the year. If there's one thing we've gotten used to during the pandemic, it's eating outdoors in the open air. And after Governor Gavin Newsom's announcement on Thursday, you might be able to stay outside a while longer.
Even though the weather can sometimes be a little iffy, it's nice to just be able to be out.
Newsom says restaurants can keep their outdoor dining services through the end of the year. And that's not all. You'll still be able to take your favorite cocktail home. The state's allowing for takeout alcohol too.
Yeah, we're gonna go grab some for a hotel, honestly.
Financially, for businesses that have been closed, they really probably should keep doing it.
Most food businesses have had to rely on takeout and outdoor seating over the pandemic as strict rules hit restaurants hard. Those additions were a way to make more money, with safety rules greatly limiting customers. California is set to lift most restrictions on June 15th, including mask mandates and social distancing rules. That means restaurants and shops can go back to full capacity, but state officials hope continuing outdoors will also help prevent any COVID-19 spikes.
I think this gives them the opportunity to expand their menus to people, and it's nicer outside. So I think it's a good thing.
The state alcoholic beverage control did ease rules in March last year that allowed restaurants to sell alcohol out the door. This includes bottles of beer and wine and pre-mixed cocktails when ordered with food. But not everyone is keen on letting that continue.
I think of New Orleans, where if you're on Bourbon Street, you've got walkabout cocktails. I don't know that that's a good idea on a universal basis across the country and certainly across California.
And while these new allowances will extend until the end of the year, state lawmakers are actually considering a new proposal that could make it permanent. Reporting live in Monterey, Josh Cristianto. And Aaron, best wishes on your next journey.
All right, Josh, thank you very much. Appreciate that. The vaccine is helping push California through the pandemic, but the state is helping more people get this shot and is giving out more than $100 million in vaccine incentives to make it happen. Tonight, Rachel Wolf takes us to the game show style event.
it was a party-like atmosphere with a game show twist.
15 people, $750,000 given out today.
Governor Gavin Newsom playing host to the first $50,000 Friday.
This is all about raising awareness, about encouraging others that are on the fence to get vaccinated.
More than 70% of adults in California have received at least one dose, but reaching his goal of a 75% vaccination rate meant more. That's where Vax for the Win came about.
You're going to vax for the win because you're going to protect yourself, protect your community, and guess what? You might have a chance of winning a great prize.
Pediatrician and State Senator Richard Pan and a pediatric nurse who treated COVID patients on the front lines in New York on hand to help.
There it drops.
21.5 million unique numeric identifiers, or vaccinated individuals, placed into a random number generator and 200 entries selected. The first 50 then put in this machine.
We will draw 15 today. The remaining 35 will be backup if the first 15 are not eligible.
Round and round she goes.
Each ball numbered, no names for privacy purposes.
The first number here is number 17.
Ooh, number 17.
17. Los Angeles. All right.
Only the winner's county identified, then marked on a map. They're contacted and have 96 hours to respond. If eligible and interested, they'll receive a check, which is taxable. The governor understands some consider this a gimmick.
Incentives have long worked, and incentives are indeed what we are advancing here today.
None of our 3 Central Coast counties were picked in today's lottery. That was Rachel Wolf reporting. We go now to a look at just how close our Central Coast is to reaching the ever-important herd immunity. 60% of the eligible population has been fully vaccinated in Santa Cruz. In San Benito, a lot lower, just 45%. Monterey County Health says 62% of residents are at least partially vaccinated. There's no available number for how many people are fully vaxxed. While there is debate over the exact number, health experts point to herd immunity being around 70 to 80% of the population needed. There is still concern, though, surrounding certain groups. KION is told that teens, including the newly eligible 12 to 15 age bracket, is falling behind. The risk of illness for those groups, yes, may be low, but Health Officer Dr. David Ghilarducci says the possibility of passing it to someone else is not.
I think that there's, maybe a concerning attitude amongst younger people that they feel like they're not really personally at risk for getting very sick. And that is largely true. You're less likely to be in the hospital. You're less likely to die. But people in those age groups do die from this disease.
To meet that 70 to 80% goal, San Benito County says they've been taking a more direct approach by spreading COVID-19 vaccine information on social media with public banners. They're going directly to households with door hanger information. Yesterday's mask vote with Cal OSHA left a lot of folks confused, so here's an explainer tonight. First, the Workforce Regulator Group passed a new workplace mask rule that says if all employees in a room are vaccinated, there's no masks required. However, if even one person in that room is unvaccinated, then everyone in the room, even those who got the shot, must wear a mask. As for social distancing, Cal OSHA said employees must stay apart indoors until July 31st if they're not wearing N95 masks or outdoor events with more than 10,000 people. And after July 31st, employers are still required to provide N95s for those who are not vaccinated. Today, Governor Newsom says yes, he's respecting the process, but acknowledged this is confusing.
Face coverings remain an important part of our arsenal, but there's still a lot of open-ended questions on the basis of what occurred last night, and we'll get those answered in the next days and certainly within the next few weeks.
Cal OSHA will now convene a 3-member subcommittee to give the new rules a second look before it goes into effect June 15th. Speaking of masks, tonight the Monterey Salinas Transit is reminding residents that they must still wear their face coverings when riding the bus, even though the county is in the yellow tier. It is time now to bring in our Weather Authority forecaster, Erica Bertine, for a first look at tonight's forecast. Hey, Erica.
Hey Aaron, we made it to the weekend and it's looking like it's going to be pretty nice out there tomorrow. Here's what your Saturday is looking like around the coast. Sunrise is at 5:48 a.m. We'll be in the low 50s by lunchtime, warming up to those 60s. We will see those low clouds hanging out in the morning around the coast. They will start to break by around lunchtime, and by the afternoon we're looking at those low 60s out there for the coast, upper 50s for some locations like the peninsula, and we're going to see mostly sunny skies out there. The peninsula probably will see a little bit more of those low clouds tomorrow afternoon. Sunrise for our inland locations, well, we're looking at those 50s once again by lunchtime, warming up to those low 70s. It's going to be a gorgeous one for our inland locations. We will see some mostly sunny skies with a few lingering high clouds, low clouds out there. But by the afternoon, we're looking at those beautiful skies, beautiful blue skies out there tomorrow afternoon for our inland locations, with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. It's going to be a pretty nice Saturday out there, something to look forward to. So if you have those plans, get out there and enjoy it. I'll have your full forecast in just a bit.
Thank you, Erica. Covering Santa Cruz now, a nonprofit organization called Beyond the Call of Duty travels to pay tribute to fallen law enforcement officers and their families. This is their second year going across the country. Today, they stopped in Santa Cruz to honor Sheriff Sergeant Damon Gutzweiler, who was killed in an ambush in Ben Lomond last June.
We lost 147 officers in 2019, and in 2020 we've lost 338 officers in the line of duty. This year we're going to 194 departments in 84 days.
Sunday will mark 1 year since Gutzweiler was killed. Those who were closely with him say they remember that day vividly. It shakes the agency to its core, they say. They said he did everything he could to protect our community.
It's heartbreaking and it makes you proud at the same time that we had someone willing to lay down their life for their community, and we had him in our lives.
Santa Cruz County Sheriff's Office says they appreciate the organization taking the time to pay their respects and honor one of their own. Still ahead, residents in a California neighborhood spot an unusual visitor. We have that. Fair of a story next. But first, a protest in Monterey over an increase in sewage rates. Some say the increase is just unfair after the pandemic.
This portion of KION is brought to you by Hartnell College.
Pottery Planet in Santa Cruz, offering a great selection in pottery, fountains, home decor, wall art, and unique gift items. Find outdoor furniture and fire pits. We're now fully open and observing all social distancing protocol. Pottery Planet, Santa Cruz.
Locally owned and operated Kasner Exterminating is a full-service termite and pest control company serving our local community for over 38 years. Kasner Exterminating specializes in a safe and cost-effective alternative to fumigation called the Electro-Gun. This method provides a practical and economical way to control termites and wood-boring beetles without vacating the structure. So remember, call or go to KasnerExterminating.com today for your free limited inspection with one of our experienced licensed inspectors before the termites eat you out of your home or business.
If you don't know who to call, you message Max Tarleton, and he works for you to find an answer, like exactly why the boats are back.
And a fish for squid.
Why tourists are getting around lockdown.
A lot going on with the hotels.
Making sure businesses aren't taking advantage of you.
This is something we've been working on for months.
I feel like I'm just a number to them.
Even if it's just to find a missing puppy. Scan the code to message Max Tarleton now. Together, we healed, we rebuilt, we overcame. It's a privilege for the KION 546 team to be there when you need critical information, helping you stay safe and prepared. In your community every day, sharing your stories, answering your questions, celebrating your achievements, your acts of kindness.
Well, good news for businesses now. Monterey County is
Now it's time to move forward, together. And as we do, KION's promise remains true to provide more local news.
You can't buy a best friend, but you can adopt one. 'Cause we're connected.
Covering Monterey, a protest against the proposed increase in sewage rates. Local chambers of commerce wrote a letter to the Monterey One Water Board asking them to be more transparent about the need to increase rates. The new proposal would increase costs 120% in just the next 4 years. The board already increased sewage rates an average of 16% monthly in September of last year. They say the increase is needed to make upgrades.
Board of Monterey One Water needs to consider the concerns that are coming from ratepayers, including businesses, and make this rate increase more reasonable and more gradual. We understand there are needs.
The proposed increase would start July 1st.
There he is, Quinn. What is he doing?
He was gonna come right there, and then he was gonna come up our hill.
It's a great question. What is he doing? It's a big surprise in a Contra Costa County neighborhood. This bear was spotted just hanging around Oakley this morning. Numerous Ring videos spotted that bear walking along the sidewalk in the middle of the street in an area near a middle school.
Walked on the sidewalk, went down the grass, and then over to the neighbors to take a little stroll. I couldn't believe it when it was a bear.
Stay inside too. The Department of Fish and Wildlife had to come up with a plan to get him out safely, so they cleared the streets to give the bear enough space to find his way home. There he is in the tree, back to open space. Let's bring back our Weather Authority forecaster, Erica Bertine. Erica, what are you tracking this evening?
Hey, Aaron. Well, we are tracking those daytime highs. We were seeing some triple digits earlier this week. Thankfully, today we had a little bit of a relief from those triple digits. Parkville today, you were still toasty though. 98 degrees, Pinnacles 94, Gilroy 84 for your high today, Santa Cruz 71. So it was a very nice beach day out there in Santa Cruz. Salinas 65 and kind of cool on the peninsula today. Monterey, you're at 63. Now we did expect to see these temperatures drop a little bit today, and you can see that. Yesterday in Parkfield, we were at 101, so we saw about a 3-degree difference. And same with the Pinnacles. Yesterday was at 97. We saw a 3-degree difference there as well. And even in Salinas and Monterey, it was slightly cooler. We only had Gilroy and Santa Cruz were warmed up just a degree or two. Now, temperatures will be similar, if not a little cooler, tomorrow as well. And that is because that ridge of high pressure that was in place has weakened and will continue to do so as we head into the weekend. Now, Sunday into Monday is where we'll start seeing some major differences in our temperatures, and this will really be for our inland locations. Our coastal locations will actually stay somewhat similar temperatures, so those low to mid 60s out there. But this trough is what we're looking at as it kind of digs down into the state here. We will see those temperatures drop, especially on Monday, and we will see those breezy conditions increase as well Monday into Tuesday because of this trough. So here's a look at what we're expecting though. Rain? No, unfortunately, no rain to talk about with this cold front. It's going to be a dry cold front that heads our way. So it looks like it's going to, but it's just not going to produce any rain. Now, not to say maybe later next week we could see something, but we'll continue to track that. I'm not going to give up anybody's hopes just yet. What we do have is some drizzle out there, so we do have something at least. Around the coast, those low clouds are going to return. We will see them trickle into the Salinas Valley just a little bit tonight, not as much as they have been for the last couple of mornings, but they will start to clear out by tomorrow afternoon. And look at this, it's going to be a gorgeous day out there, mostly sunny skies for places around the coast and for our inland locations as well. I do think we'll continue to see those low clouds on the peninsula tomorrow, but again, we'll have those low clouds return Saturday night into Sunday morning. Here's a look at those temperatures out there tomorrow. Santa Cruz 72. In the Santa Cruz Mountains, we're looking at those mid 70s, upper 70s to even 80s out there. Davenport, a high of 60. Our overnight lows are going to be mild tonight, upper 40s to low 50s out there. Salinas 64 tomorrow, 73 for Hollister Marina, a high of 58. Monterey Peninsula is going to be a bit on the chilly side. Like I said, I do expect those low clouds out there tomorrow. 62 for Monterey, 60 for Carmel by the Sea, 57 for Pebble Beach. In the Salinas Valley, this is where we're going to see our temperatures drop a little bit more tomorrow. 65 for Soledad, King City, 70. Look at this, Bradley and Parkfield. We were seeing those triple digits. We're going back to those 88 there for Bradley, 94 for Parkfield. So it's going to be a comfortable day out there tomorrow. And like I said, plenty of sunshine. I do expect some morning fog for our coastal locations tomorrow. Sunday into Monday is when we start to see that change, and we will see those windy conditions. But along the coast, we're going to see those low 60s out there for most of the week and into the weekend. For our inland locations, a couple days of those upper 70s and low 80s before we drop into those low 70s on Monday because of that trough that digs in, and we do expect to see those windy afternoons.
Erica, thank you. Still ahead, if you're looking to adopt a pet, the Monterey County SPCA has you covered. Please Explain is available. And a DUI arrest in Sand City, but the person's accused of hitting as well.
Get the app, get the alert. Stay informed on the stories important to you with the KION News app. For more information, visit our Central Coast Experts page at KION546.com. We say, get the app, get the alert, because we never want you to be caught off guard. We spend hours a day just analyzing the science of weather so that you aren't surprised by anything. Scan the code with your phone's camera. Download the KION 546 Weather Authority app. If the weather gets really bad, we broadcast live to the app in case you lose power or can't get to a TV. So get the app, get the alerts, enjoy a little peace of mind. Together, we healed, we rebuilt, we overcame. It's a privilege for the KION 546 team to be there when you need critical information, helping you stay safe and prepared. In your community every day, sharing your stories, answering your questions, celebrating your achievements, your acts of kindness.
Well, good news for businesses now. Monterey County is
Now it's time to move forward, together. And as we do, KION's promise remains true to provide more local news. If you don't know who to call, you message Max Tarleton, and he works for you to find an answer, like exactly why the boats are back.
And a fish for squid.
Why tourists are getting around lockdown.
A lot going on with the hotels.
Making sure businesses aren't taking advantage of you.
This is something we've been working on for months.
I feel like I'm just a number to them.
Even if it's just to find a missing puppy. Scan the code to message Max Tarleton now.
We're back with your crime alert. A 21-year-old man was arrested on several gun charges in Monterey. It happened after officers responded to a fight on Figueroa Street near Wharf 2 around 5 p.m. on Wednesday. They were told one of the men in the group had a handgun. Here's a look at it now. During the investigation, officers found them at a nearby business. They identified the armed suspect as a 21-year-old Watsonville resident who was arrested on multiple gun-related charges. A suspected DUI driver was arrested this week in Sand City after officers responded to a possible crash there. But listen to this. A caller told police they saw a car driving down the Edgewater Shopping Center and hit an electric car driving station. Officers approached the vehicle. They said the driver was asleep with an open container of whiskey in the middle. He was arrested on suspicion of DUI. His car was towed. A couple announcements for the Monterey SPCA tonight. First, the Pick Your Price adoption event with several exotic animals. Through June 15th, you could choose your fee on all doves, pigeons, and turtles. They're caring for 16 doves, 1 king pigeon, 10 red-eared slider. Sounds like the 12 days of Christmas. The SPCA will also be hosting a pet food bank at Soledad High School tomorrow. That's happening from 10 to 11 a.m. Still ahead, a pretty cool new feature on a new Carnival ship. We'll tell you all about it. Plus, it is the day that Marvel fans have been waiting for. A look inside the new Avenger campus next.
KION is brought to you by Central Coast Recycling Media Coalition. For all of your improvement projects, make sure you have a plan and trust a local licensed professional. You'll be glad you did. Sponsored by Kastner Exterminating, Pest Control Expert, Associated Services Heating, Solar and Air, and Wilson's Plumbing and Heating, Expert Plumbing Services. We say, get the app, get the alert, because we never want you to be caught off guard. We spend hours a day just analyzing the science of weather so that you aren't surprised by anything. Scan the code with your phone's camera. Download the KION 546 Weather Authority app. If the weather gets really bad, we broadcast live to the app in case you lose power or can't get to a TV. So get the app, get the alerts, enjoy a little peace of mind. A community is stronger when we support each other. And that's what 831 Local Links is all about. Connect with your favorite restaurants. Check out activities your family can enjoy. Preview upcoming events at our fantastic venues. And it's right at your fingertips. Just go to KION546.com and click on Local Links right there at the top of the page. Or scan the QR code on your screen with your phone. 831 Local Links, supporting local business, connecting you to what makes your life better. If you don't know who to call, you message Max Tarleton, and he works for you to find an answer, like exactly why the boats are back.
And a fish for squid.
Why tourists are getting around lockdown.
A lot going on with the hotels.
Making sure businesses aren't taking advantage of you.
This is something we've been working on for months.
Maybe I feel like I'm just a number to them.
Even if it's just to find a missing puppy. Scan the code to message Max Tarleton now.
When the doctor told us about my mom's cancer, it made me feel so helpless. Until I called the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, I spoke to Grace from LLS, who patiently answered all my questions. Her support made us feel whole again.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Taryn Mitchell. Coming up on Monday morning on Wake Up, keeping the business alive. The pole dancing club turned testing center.
And temperatures over the weekend cooling down ever so slightly. A lot of clouds, though, on the coast. We'll be talking about that Monday morning.
Take a look at Spider-Man there in your consumer alert. The day has come for Marvel fans, a 6-acre section over at Disney's California Adventure just for you. You're surrounded by superheroes like Captain America, a new Spider-Man ride, and a bunch of new food options. Considering Disney was shut down during the pandemic until just recently, it's another sign that things are getting a bit closer to normal life. Camilla Bernal takes us inside the Avengers campus.
Are you ready to begin your training?
For more than a year, the pandemic keeping superheroes and everyday humans alike from assembling. But this weekend,
Avengers!
Assemble. Disneyland is looking to draw crowds back to its parks with a little help from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. The Avengers campus features a high-tech new ride worthy of Stark Industries. Immersive multiverse experiences.
You ever tried shawarma? I don't know what it is, but I want to try it.
And some unexpected post-battle meal options.
The green churro that's like twisted and it's like in a little circle, that I'm really excited to try.
I'm the Impossible Chili Cheese Fries. I'm ready for that. We had to do a lot of research to be able to portray all of that visual content, which is so rich, so filled with technology, which also gives us a big challenge.
COVID restrictions will remain in place. Park capacity is limited. Guests over the age of 2 are required to wear face coverings, and until June 15th, only California residents are allowed.
That was not part of the plan!
Still, for die-hard Marvel fans,
We already got tickets.
The arrival of this long-delayed attraction is a reason to celebrate. In Los Angeles, I'm Camila Bernal.
Yeah, it looks like a great time out there. Speaking of great times, look at this from Carnival Cruise Line. Their new ship called the Mardi Gras unveiled a new attraction called Bolt. It's basically a roller coaster. Instead of a train, though, you sit on a smaller vehicle like a motorcycle. It takes you along a blue track on the cruise ship. These cars also use electric motors, so you could actually decide how fast it goes. Carnival says this ship is the first in the Americas to be powered by liquefied natural gas. Stores seem to be opening earlier every Thanksgiving, but there's a reverse of that trend. Walmart is closing all stores on Thanksgiving Day to thank employees for working during the pandemic. Walmart says in addition to the day off, they provided counseling and COVID-19 emergency leave. It's the second year in a row that Walmart has closed stores on Thanksgiving. NBA playoffs tonight. Dallas knocks off the Clippers with the win. Luka Doncic, what a series he's having. Mavs down just a pair late. Kawhi Leonard, though, speculation he could be searching for a different team if they can't pull through. Looks like that's gonna have to wait a different day. Goes on a fourth quarter tear capped off by a deep three to seal it. Finishes with 45 points on the night. Mark Cuban doesn't look too happy. This series going to Game 7 as the Clippers win 104-97. It's a good day for baseball in the Bay. Giants and Athletics both win for San Francisco 8-5 over the Cubs, if we have that scoreboard. They were led by the long ball in this one, the Giants were. 4 home runs in the game. Oakland scored early and often proved to be enough, 9-5 beating the Rockies. Leadoff man Mark Canha hit his 11th home run of the year. Still ahead, yeah, competitive sports can be stressful, so it's good to keep things light. A team that definitely seems to agree here. We have this video after the break.
Get the app, get the alert. Be the first to know about breaking news with the KION News app.
Look, if your wireless carrier was a guy, you'd leave him tomorrow. Not very flexible. Not great at saving. You deserve better. Xfinity Mobile. Now they have unlimited for just $30 a month. $30. And they're #1 in customer satisfaction.
His number? Delete it.
Deleting it. So break free from the big three.
Switch to Xfinity Mobile and Internet and save up to $400 a year over AT&T. Visit the Switch Squad in store or learn how much you can save at xfinitymobile.com/mysavings.
If you don't know who to call, you message Max Tarleton, and he works for you to find an answer, like exactly why the boats are back.
And a fish for squid.
Why tourists are getting around lockdown.
A lot going on with the hotels.
Making sure businesses aren't taking advantage of you.
This is something we've been working on for months.
Maybe I feel like I'm just a number to them.
Even if it's just to find a missing puppy. Scan the code to message Max Tarleton now. Together, we healed, we rebuilt, we overcame. It's a privilege for the KION 546 team to be there when you need critical information, helping you stay safe and prepared. In your community every day, sharing your stories, answering your questions, celebrating your achievements, your acts of kindness.
Well, good news for businesses now. Monterey County is
Now it's time to move forward, together. And as we do, KION's promise remains true to provide more local news. We say, get the app, get the alert, because we never want you to be caught off guard. We spend hours a day just analyzing the science of weather so that you aren't surprised by anything. Scan the code with your phone's camera. Download the KION 546 Weather Authority app. If the weather gets really bad, we broadcast live to the app in case you lose power or can't get to a TV. So get the app, get the alerts, enjoy a little peace of mind.
Positive praise is at the heart of each parenting strategy from Boys Town. Visit boystown.org/praise to receive your 10 Ways to Praise magnet. It's a great reminder to catch them being good, and that great parenting advice is just a click away.
Information I didn't know I needed.
Colbert's got Gayle King, plus BTS, a late show tonight on CBS.
Share breaking news, photos, and videos on the KION News Channel 546 app.
The one that got hit over there, over our fence here, but...
Yeah, I really love this video. This coach has no idea what's going on. You see behind him, that's Oklahoma State softball player Raquel Dominguez drinking from the water bottle, dancing behind the coach. All of this while he was getting interviewed during the game. And again, he knows nothing that's going on here. And just something to lighten up the mood a bit. But I do want to end on a more serious note tonight and end the show with a goodbye tonight. This is my last day here at KION, and frankly, my last day in television news. Until recently, this is something I did not think I would be saying anytime soon, but fatherhood has changed a lot. My baby boy has been the biggest blessing for my wife and I. It's been a privilege, though, sharing the stories of the Central Coast the last 3.5 years, full of so many highs, from Salinas Rodeos to Pebble Beach Pro-Ams, as you see in this video here, and emceeing the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation walks in Pacific Grove every year. A big thank you to KION for your support there as well. But most importantly, thank you for trusting me to get through the tough times. This last year has been especially taxing and brutal for all of us, and I can only hope I shared enough ways to find critical resources and help make sense of just these unprecedented, complex issues. I'll miss this business. I'll miss everyone I get to interact with in the community, my friends here at KION. I also do just want to thank my parents from back east. I know that they're watching tonight, allowing me from an early age to push me to reach my dreams. And of course, now here we are. And so, again, just thank you to everyone out there. Yeah,
Aaron, it's never easy to see someone leave here at KION, and you have brought just a tremendous amount to this team and to the Central Coast, and we're all going to really, really miss you here. As a new reporter, I'm so grateful to have had the chance to learn from you, so thank you for all your support and just for everything you've done for this team. You're tremendous, and we're wishing you all the best.
All of that right back at you, Erica.